Hey YouTube family, what is going on? What's poppin'? I'm back with another YouTube video. It's your boy Child of the King. And I just really wanted to discuss certain things that, some of the current events that are happening in our world today. Because, I love to discuss these current events pertaining to the Bible, right? And I'm just going to give you a few quick updates about what's going on in the world today in terms of war and literally just rumors of wars that are about to happen and take place on planet Earth, right? This is not to drive, and let me just make this understood. This is not to drive any type of fear whatsoever into my people, and I'm not like affiliated with anything, to be honest. I'm just like, I do my research, and you can do your research with due diligence as well. So, like I was saying, right? So in China, right, I heard something about hypersonic missiles in China, right? I asked my mother, what is really going on between these rumors about China and America and Russia and Ukraine, right? Russia breaching off the fronts of Ukraine, right? And China entering Taiwan's airspace for like the third, fourth, fifth, sixth time in 1 or 2 years, right? From 2020 to 2021 right now, right? It's been crazy because China the other day, if you haven't heard recently in the news these last few months, right? In August, I think it happened, where China had entered in Taiwan's defensive military space, right? With ballistic airplanes who were armed with ballistic missiles, right? From China, those were China's aircrafts, and the Taiwanese government or something identified these flying aircrafts as the Chinese aircrafts that flown into the defensive space. And now this is pretty serious because now China is actually causing some tension where it comes on to like, America now, because America, on the other hand, right now, America has strong ties with Taiwan because Taiwan is basically the primary, like the primary employer, like of delivering certain types of military equipment to the U.S., right? But is it cash right now, right? It's just all rumors right now, right? And I think it is to like a lot of people are being driven by fear, and that's not good, you know. And I was like praying to God one day, right? And I saw the spontaneous flow in my imagination, right? He was like, "Yo, you're not gonna believe what he said to me," but he was like, "Yo, stop searching up all these conspiracy theories. Stop like paying attention to all the rumors that is going on right now in the world because it's driving fear into you. I can see it, like, spontaneous flow, just clear in my mind's eye, like my imagination, like literally you can speak to God with your imagination too. If you haven't really realized, you could just like literally, that's pretty cool, right? I'm not crazy, but like, I mean, if you're a believer, like you I think you should try it too, because like, I mean, you know, it's like there'll be wars and rumors of wars, as mentioned in the book of Matthew, in the books of Matthew in the Bible, right? And Jesus had said and forewarned his people, right, before his coming, before the last days, that there shall be wars and rumors of wars. Men will be lovers of themselves, lovers of money, unloving, unholy, unrighteous, slanderers of good, slanderers of the truth, unforgiving, boasters, proud blasphemers, and and so much more, like, right? And these are the last days that we're living in, if you haven't noticed. I'm pretty sure like everybody's spirit has been activated to tell their soul or their body or their, like, to tell their minds, right, that something isn't right, that something in peculiar, something is off about the timeline in history right here. How did we get here so fast, right? How did we get to the end of days so fast, right? Everything that was prophesied in the Bible basically just answered itself, right? I don't get how people and skeptics don't really believe that and have to like question it when like the truth is right, literally right in front of them, right? I don't really get it because, I mean, I get like or you have to question. You always, and this is the number one thing. Like, you always want to question things. You just don't want to like accept it for what it is all the time. But you just like question things. Just always question things, just to make sure, just validate things, just to make sure, like, you know, by studying different cultures and traditions and how it winds up with your cultures, with your traditions. And if you don't have any, then just I encourage you to like go out and explore and see the world for yourself. You know, just, you know, I mean, if you can't travel, then you have the internet in front of you, right? You could just learn about different cultures before you start to like criticize. It opens your mind up more, and it's pretty healthy for you, because I was like single-minded one time too, and it's just because of the way that I grew up, right? And I'm limited because of not because of my genes, but because not because of my decisions, but because of the environment that I was stuck to. I couldn't do this is like not my ability, in my ability to control like where I'm born, how I was born, like in what situation am I in to like be some type of famous figure or something, right? But you know, a lot of us are born into like a single-mindedness, in the single-mindedness world point of view, right? And until you break out of that view, you ever heard the saying, have you ever heard the saying about a fish who just float like waters around, like goes and swims around in his tank, right, so long, right, that you know they never grow out of that fish tank? Because a shark, for example, a shark can go in a fish tank, right, and he could just swim around there for years, and he never outgrows its own container until he goes out to explore other worlds, other tanks, other bigger tanks. If you put that same shark that was in that small container, right, that small goldfish bowl, right, if you put him in like a tank, right, you know, you swim around, right, he swims around, he starts to grow because of his environment. So basically that's what I really wanted to touch on. You really want to grow, like in different environments. You want to explore, and this goes to show that people should explore. Your mind expands, your knowledge expands, your identity about who you are, you should question it, right? Because your identity forms your habits, and your habits shape your identity. Vice versa, they call it the feedback loop, right? And the identity is basically this: your identity is your belief system and your world point of view, and how you view other people, how you view the world and others, right? So that's basically it. And that's just it. You just need to explore, and just like, and who you are determines what you do. Who you are determines like the type of actions that you take. Who you are, or whether you avoid certain things because of who you are, or and your certain values that you place upon your belief system, and who you say you are, right? You will never, a person who says that they, you know, or an action taker, an entrepreneur, or something like that, rarely you will ever see them wasting time, spending time watching Netflix, flipping through the TV, right? Because it goes against who they are. And identity, a single identity, right, of someone, you will never go against your personality. You will never go against your belief system, because that's who you are, basically. You will never deny yourself. Just like Jesus, right? Jesus, Yeshua, the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords, the one who died for us for our sins, right? He basically cannot break. This is why he could not, when he came in human form in this world, he could not break his laws, even though like temptation came to him so strong, right? But it wasn't strong. It wasn't strong to him. It was brittle. It was weak, because God is God. God turned half God, half man. He became what he created, right? And literally, like, he may have like changed in his features. He may have changed in wisdom and stature, because he was less wiser than he was now on earth than he was in heaven, right? Of course, because obviously he was God. He was like God in heaven, right? And he limited himself in a small body, in one place, in one country, in one part of the world, right? And now he's like this, do you actually know what that does? Because what actually changed, right, was not his identity. His identity didn't change, although his features, his intelligence changed. his identity never changed. His belief system, he believed in his father, that he believed his father to resurrect him. He believed in his father to just provide for him in every step of the way, right? He trusted God, and that's his belief system. And if he trusts God and he worships nobody else, and he says, Jehovah Jireh, my provider, he provides for everything. Man shall not live by bread alone, but every word that proceeds out of the mouth of God, right? What do you think is going to happen? He will never deny his own beliefs existence in himself, right? That because that's who he is. He literally, his identity makes up him. Jesus, that, as I know everybody hears the name Jesus, oh, you know, they're not really looking at who he actually is for what actually he's done, to be honest. So that's basically what it is. All right, running out of the time of this video. All right, I hope y'all having a blessed day, and I hope y'all having a blessed and encouraged day today and everything like that. So I'll see you in the next one. All right, and peace.